Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, August 27th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, we are looking at OPEN. And once again, a day where, depending on your perspective, is going to determine a whole lot of things. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there, maybe you bought right there, maybe you even bought right there, and if your plan was to buy and sell within 10 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, things are looking pretty rough because from all those different areas, there was a bigger pullback. However, if you do care about the bigger picture, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched yesterday's video, because I talked about right here at $4.50, but you can see so far so good, the price is doing a good job of staying right above that area. And the reason why that is important is just from the bigger picture point of view. If this is now the new low, which is where it's taking shape, and then you look at that low, and then you look at that low, then you look at this low down here, and then you go even lower down here. And if you envision each one of those as stair steps, again, emphasis on big picture. From the big picture standpoint, you still have stair-steps making progress in the upwards direction. Again, I fully understand and I'm aware that if you're a day trader that bought up there, then yeah, you don't care about these stair-steps. So that's why I'm trying to make the distinction between somebody that cares about more so a day trading viewpoint and somebody that cares about more so an overarching standpoint. So again, so far so good in that regard. As far as areas of resistance, so I'm going to go ahead and just bring this down as it seems as though kind of the newest key area of resistance in the near term right there around 507. But again, to reiterate, assuming you care about the grand scheme of it all, the bulls are still in full control. Next one here, IXHL, and same exact idea of what I just talked about. It's all about perspective. Flippers, day traders, scalpers that bought right there. The chart is an absolute train wreck, as yes, there was a very, very big pullback. But when you take a step back and look at things from the bigger picture, even when you look at the low from right there, and then you compare it with that low, and compare it with that low, and then compare it with where it was down here. And then if you envision these as stair steps, again, big picture-wise, the stair steps are still progressing in the upwards direction. But once more, yes, if you're a day trader and you bought right there, you don't care about these stair steps. So assuming you care about the grand scheme of things, the overall chart is hanging in there. Yes, today was not a pleasant day, but it is still got the chance to build that higher base. In the near term, as far as areas of resistance are concerned, the level, in my opinion, to keep an eye on. We now have this little miniature kind of resistance trend line right there, so keep a close eye on that. But as I speak right now, you can see last 30 minutes, nice green candle. So yeah, we'll see if this momentum can continue and potentially break up through that resistance on Wednesday. Next one, ALLR, and yes, this one has officially gotten ugly. But for those of you that have watched these in the past, you know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. Now, going into things, had actually a nice little pattern here. But then the pattern just got destroyed right there, which really opened up the floodgates, and down it's gone. But again, yes, it's created a currently ugly chart. But for those of you that like to potentially play these situations where things turn around, then that's where this purple line here becomes very, very interesting, right there around the $1.15 mark. Again, I'm not saying that it's guaranteed to bounce from there. Those don't exist. But if you have any experience at all with trading, I'm sure you, and charting, I'm sure you've heard of that 50-period moving average, and you know that when the price is above it, it can act as support. So again, this is not guaranteed to happen, but if the price were to come down here, then, I mean, you could structure yourself a very nice risk versus reward scenario. So you got to be a disciplined trader. Well, I mean, you should be a disciplined trader no matter what you're doing, but especially in situations like this. But if you do get this thing to curl back up even a little bit, again, relative to what was being risked in the first place, you could be looking at a very interesting scenario. But again, this is certainly ugly, but could it come down there and could it bounce from that area? Potentially. So if you like these sorts of situations, then definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, HKPD, and I'm going to go through this quickly because the exact same situation that I just talked about. Was a good looking chart, but now things have gotten very ugly. But now we have one of these areas where there could be some opportunity in the ugly. In this situation, a little different, almost a double whammy. Whammy number one, we have the low from right here. And then so we have that low. But then also, you can't even see it because the purple line there is behind that. But once again, that purple line, 50-period moving average. So you have a couple areas of support. Once more, to reiterate, I'm not saying any of this means that it'll for sure come down here and bounce back upwards. I'm just saying I can see the logic behind such a decision, but you got to be very disciplined and you got to be able to manage that risk. So again, if you like these potentially opportunity in the ugly type circumstances, here is yet another one to choose from. Next one, NIO. Overall, everything is doing just fine. I would just say kind of the biggest update here is that there is now, I would say, a very, very well-defined area of resistance. And I say area because I'm aware right here the price didn't quite hit it. Right here, the price went above it. Again, price didn't quite hit it. And then you see some direct hits there, direct hits there, direct hit right there. So point being, just the general area right here around this area, which is at $6.80, is an area where moving forward, you got to think that is kind of the key battleground where there's lots of sellers currently hanging out there. So while that doesn't guarantee anything, certainly makes it valid to think that if the price comes up here and breaks through there, that maybe just maybe that break really, brings about more upside buying pressure. But again, that's just, a mere suggestion because there are no guarantees. As far as areas of support are concerned, I'm going to go ahead and delete this line out as it's kind of irrelevant. Let's try that again. Why is that not deleting out? There we go. Kind of irrelevant right now because from the overarching standpoint, which I've talked about in the past charts, just watch that purple line. Beautiful upward slope to it. You now know that as a 50-period simple moving average. So as time goes by, that line is continuing to move itself higher and higher. So as long as the price remains above the moving average as it moves higher and higher, then that by definition means the price is remaining in an uptrend, which is what it's all about from the bullish standpoint. Real quick, want to take a break and potentially help you solve a very common and annoying problem, and that is because of the pattern day trading rule, meaning you'd like to be a day trader, and I'm defining day trader as having unlimited day trades every single day, not 3 every 5 days like I'm sure you're familiar with, but as many as you want every single day. And if you want to have that situation, not need a whole lot of money, then definitely check out the link that you've seen at the top of the screen, as that is exactly what I've been doing, and I put my money where my mouth is. So this is not something that I sort of believe in. No, this is exactly what I'm doing, but I can't understand if this seems a little bit maybe too good to be true, seems a little bit sketchy. Totally understand, which is why I'm inviting you. Check out my live stream. I live stream every day starting at 11 a.m. and I go for a few hours, 11 a.m. Eastern that is, and you can come see exactly what I'm talking about play out right before your very eyes. And if you want and you have questions, then by all means come ask me questions. But yeah, if you are sick of the pattern day trading rule, if you want a market that moves very, very quickly and quite frankly makes penny stocks and small caps look kind of slow in their movement, I know that sounds crazy to think through, but this market here is even better. So like I said, come check out the live stream and let me know if you have any questions. Next one here is TLRY. Another nice day here as it put in higher highs and higher lows. So let me get rid of that level as it served its purpose. But what I want to do is extend this line out. Drew this one in yesterday's video. And you can see that this trend line is doing an absolutely fantastic job as during the pullback here, that's right where the price found some support and then got the bounce. So moving forward, as long as the price stays above that trend line right there, that's a very, very impressive sign of strength. Now, even if the price falls below it, not the end of the world, because as we've talked about already on some of these other charts, just continue to watch that purple line right there, 50-period moving average. So as it moves higher and higher, then overall, as long as the price is above that purple line, things are fine. But yeah, if you want to kick things up to that another notch and have it look that much better, then continuing to maintain above that trend line, which it's been doing, is another way that that could be accomplished. In regards to areas of resistance now moving forward, key dynamic to watch in the near term right there at $1.50. But all in all, the uptrend continues. Next one here, ticker symbol RR. Very, very impressive movement today. And now we're getting ourselves a nice little pattern here that's formed late day today. So top part of the pattern right there at essentially $3.20. Bottom of the pattern right there. Let me change that to green to represent support. And then to make the pattern easier to see, let's keep it all one color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have the big explosive move right there. For you golfers, try to make it a little bit more visual. Put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go up. But is it valid? Is it logical to think that if the price consolidates and then comes up here and breaks through there, that break could create upside pressure? Absolutely. Again, guaranteed, it is not, but a valid question I'll throw out there. Yes, absolutely. So if you like bull pennants, you like this price range, keep an eye on it. Next one here, AIFF, and I should have put this at a different location within the watch list, because this is one of these, again, situations where there's can be opportunity in the ugly, because no doubt about it, very, very ugly looking chart. And then you notice here that with this big pullback, look right where the price is now sitting, right at these moving averages, which I've talked about in other ones. So I'll go through this quickly. You've heard me say it. Is there a guaranteed bounce from that area? There's not. Is there the opportunity to structure a nice little risk versus reward scenario? Yes, there is. But of course, that does assume that you will be a disciplined trader who is going to manage and honor that risk. So if you like these opportunity in the ugly circumstances, then this is the third one. Usually we don't have that many, but yeah, third one in the same top 10 list. So you have quite a few choices moving forward. Next one here, NVDA, and overall a nice day, nothing explosive, but I drew out this trend line in yesterday's video, and it struggled right there, and then struggled, couldn't quite get any separation, but late day today you can see it's now started to poke its head and get some separation, but all in all, that trend line has been broken, so we'll get rid of that, and now we'll just kind of map out what I'm curious about and moving forward. Now, I've mentioned that, on the bull pennant, just because something is a bullish pattern does not mean that it's going to go down. Same is true for this logic. This is what I would consider a rising wedge, which is actually a bearish pattern. Now, just because a bearish pattern has happened, again, does not guarantee the price is going to go downwards. But would I be shocked if the price all of a sudden kind of consolidated around right here and then broke to the downside? I would not be shocked by that at all. But this is technically a rising wedge. But I want to reiterate because I don't want people to get all upset. You said my stock's going to go down. I didn't say anything. I just said it's a bearish pattern. And bearish patterns don't mean that the price is going down, just the same as bullish patterns do not mean the price is going to go up. But if you were to push me into a corner and say summarize the NVD chart, I would say NVDA 30-minute rising wedge pattern, which is bearish. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and I'll just get rid of these lines here. They serve their purpose for now, but absolutely beautiful, beautiful late day movement here. So throughout the course of the day was pretty much having that trend line right there. But then late day, the price finally did get the breakout right there, and we are witnessing the effects of that. In fact, as I speak, the price is literally pushing to new highs on the day. This is happening on increasing volume down here. So truly from any sort of angle, including the volume analysis angle, that's what you want to see. Volume increasing on the breakout. So now it's just a question of the breakout has occurred. So we've established that. Where are some of these next potential battlegrounds at? Oh, okay. Let's do this. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Wait, is this even going to be good enough? There we go. Okay. 1 hour, meaning each one of these candlesticks, instead of representing 30 minutes, represents 1 hour. But this is a good problem to have. We are going back multiple weeks, multiple months now to figure out where the next battleground point could potentially be. And that is from all the way back here at right there around 356.65 and out of here. Yeah, this is back here late July. So multiple weeks, we're going back to figure out where this next area of resistance is at right here. But that is, again, I'm not saying the price is shooting straight up that area. I'm just saying that as we look through the chart, there just simply isn't any other data points until you get up around there, which does imply kind of a little miniature blue sky breakout with Tesla for right now. But yeah, no doubt about it. Got the trend line break on Tesla, has entered into that miniature blue sky breakout territory. So we'll see if this breakout can indeed make its way all the way up to 356.65. But overall, great day here for Tesla. So that wraps up the top 10 list. And again, if you are sick and tired of the pattern day trader rule, you want to trade a market that's open pretty much around the clock. No pattern day trader rule, requires very, very little money, yet you get great leverage and you can, have a whole lot of upside potential. Then definitely check out the link. Or worst case, if you're super skeptical, which like I said earlier, I understand, check out the live stream. Come ask me questions. Come watch this stuff play out right before your very eyes, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So like I said, I live stream Monday through Friday, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I'll go for a few hours. But I'd love to see you there. Say, hey, Clay, I watch your top 10 videos, and then ask your question so I can make that connection. But like I said, this is what I've been doing, and if you are sick and tired of the pattern day trader rule, if you want to become a day trader, then you could literally do that today by making the decision to do what I have been doing. So definitely swing by the live stream, and hopefully I'll see you there. So thanks for watching. Everybody take care. Have a good one.